Hello, friends. This is Doug Zink, and this is the first episode of the Construction School of Life podcast. I sat down with Riley Evans, Justin Mays, and Tristan Liddy, and we talked about construction and teaching and education, and I think these guys would be great this fall in our camper camp program, which will be a short experimental program in September and October. And I think these guys will be great working with some of the high school kids that we'll meet, and they'll come out and spend some days with us this fall. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I mean, besides the preamble of saying what we talked about, that you were involved in the first conversation we had.
Yep.
And you guys were. So I think that your questions and your all's thoughts since the last time we talked,
Dr. Hose.
Yeah, are going to be interesting.
Yeah, so what all did y'all go over at Dr. Hose, I guess, would be a start of my...
I can give a little
That's
summary.
a lot, yeah, that's a lot.
So Doug started us off with his, was it the Waldorf school method of just basically figuring shit out and then providing an environment for other people to figure it out and not telling people how to figure shit out, because that's going to retard people into your little box of thinking. And then we talked about how to deal with these youngsters in the world today that are so mentally fried on stimulation and
ChatGPT.
And then trying to find human beings that are interested in also figuring their own shit out.
Yeah.
But also, like, how to,
You got to make mistakes to learn, essentially, is that method of learning.
That's the method.
Yeah.
Instead of you're punished for mistakes.
Right, yeah, you learn from
Mistakes are part of it.
That's how you learn in life, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make anything?
Yeah.
Well, we talked for an hour.
Because I'll be honest, when I seen the note, I didn't understand what was it called again? The type of learning it was?
Oh, well, I put 3 in there.
Yeah.
No, the method. What was the method?
The Socratic method.
Socratic, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest.
I looked it up.
I did. I looked it up. I was like, I had never heard of that. And
Okay.
I was like, when I read it, it was basically what I summed up of it, skimming through, was you have got to make mistakes to learn, or different ways of learning kind of things is what I summed it up as.
Interesting. Well, it is, and what they make a big deal, they use it in other schools, one in particular called the Acton Academy. And, they're teaching younger people.
Right.
And they're putting those younger people in a situation where they call them guides, ask questions instead of lecture. And they like to ask questions that don't have an answer necessarily.
Yeah.
Which one's better, this or that?
Right.
There's a lot of examples of that. So then you're prompting the kids to figure things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's more than one way to get to something
The guy that
in
used
different
to,
ways.
The guy that used to teach me said there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Skin a cat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've been doing some writing about all this, and I call it means and methods in construction.
Right.
Then the final outcome is the same,
But the way you
but
got
the
things
means and methods that you use or different.
Changes day to day.
It changes day to day.
Oh,
It
yeah.
changes over time, and it's as varied as the people are doing it.
Yeah.
It's
and
amazing.
Your way is a lot of like a habit, I guess.
Yeah.
Your way you like to do it, it's a habit of doing it that way, where then, I don't do y'all's kind of work, but you might frame something up, start something different than how you would. Me personally, I like getting everything out. And like when we're getting going on a job, like I'm getting my transit, the shovels, everything we need off truck at one time.
Yeah.
Where y'all would have a million things out because you have tape measures, skill saws, chop saws,
I've never built the same thing twice.
Yeah.
So it's always different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Some
really
people
amazing,
like pulling
isn't
stuff
it?
out
Yeah.
as they go,
Yeah.
When I did mechanic, and I couldn't pull everything out at one time because I'd have not enough room to put stuff on.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it changes day by day, really.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now you said something that I think I heard you say habit, the way you do stuff.
Yep.
And that was the other type of learning. I call it beginner's mind. which is a concept from Asia, basically. But it's not getting into habits. You put it, Tristan,
It'd be hard for me to never do.
In the construction business, when we were talking about hiring, you said, I don't want to have here's the man in the van.
Oh, you mean
Do you remember
fat
that?
guy in the pickup truck?
The fat guy in the pickup truck, I think you said.
Yeah, the grumpy old guy.
The grumpy old guy who stopped learning a long time ago.
Yeah.
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 And you all are avid learners.
Yeah.
You're always learning something.
Yeah, I think a habit is two things, because you can, I mean, I know me personally, I feel like I like to learn all the time, but also I'm a very, I guess maybe it's not a habit, it'd be the word, a routine.
Yes.
Like I've got to do my same check on everything every day, where it's a habit, but it's more of a routine but I am more open to.
Well, you're relying on your past experiences.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as owning a business, there's too much to think about in a day.
Yes.
To think about how to do something differently.
And first thing,
and you know it works one way.
Yeah.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
But that's what you, I think, have to guard against.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
That'd
be a big step.
I've got nothing to learn.
Well, there's always improvements on things.
Yeah.
You try to stay
on
top of those.
Yeah, and what could you do to make more money, or what could you do to do something more efficient, or what could you do to make something better than before?
Yeah.
That's the way I look at things, but also I try to, the way I'm talking more of, I guess, when we load equipment and how I get stuff ready, like I'm not going to show up with a machine empty of fuel. I want to make sure it's full of fuel. And if it doesn't, that messes my morning up.
It's a checklist of
I got to get those things done.
Yeah.
Proven results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things seem to work smoother that way.
So how does that balance out?
Overwhelmed.
No,
I mean, it's one of the things for me. It's a overwhelming thing at the time being, but once it's done, it's the reason I do it's for that sign of relief. Yeah. When I do get to a job, I can focus on what I'm doing, not worrying about shit. Did we fill the machine up now? And the reason I get all my tools out is now we're not walking back across the job to get the shovel and the transit stick. If we grab the transit, let's bring the stick with us.
Efficiency.
Just it's a peace of mind once it's done. It's one less thing to think about for me. But
I'm all about that. Go look at my work van. I don't want to think about anything in there.
You're
convenient.
Yeah. It's incredible how organized you are.
You're saying the same exact shit. You got fuel to think about. I got 1,000 little nuts and bolts where I'm gonna waste 45 minutes of this nice lady's time, and the meter's ticking an hour, $100-something an hour, whatever it is. Yeah. And I'm feeling guilty because I know I have this.
You can't find this one thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Or
I've got a Corey and my dad. So unorganized. My dad's same way.
Yeah. Really?
And Dad is not organized. It's like whatever truck it was last used in is where it's at. Like it's So I mean, I'm teetotal opposite. I don't know if it's because I grew up working with him. I did not want to be unorganized because we would get over to our land and work, and this is not the tool we needed. And he's calling Mom, hey, bring us this tool over here. Where I don't want to ever get nowhere and not have everything. Yeah. I have usually I'll have like 3 of the same thing too much.
Yeah.
And never even use one of them. But I mean, sometimes
I'm that way too, right? I've got all the tools. I got a whole trailer, so I can show up with all the tools I have.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I leave some in the basement because of what I was doing over the weekends, then I'm messed up on the day.
Your business is good in the front. You don't necessarily need a ton of things.
It's
just
like
big stuff though.
Right? Yeah. It's like for me digging in dirt. We don't use Milwaukee like my hand tools as much. But there's certain times where they're very critical to have. Like gutter drains, blend more. All the hammer drills and the sawzalls, all the stuff, the angle grinder to cut the copper, things that, I don't usually use.
Yeah.
But I have to remember because I don't have, like, all the basic tools I've got in every truck. But the stuff that's more of a specialty, I only have one set of. So that's where I get stressed in the evenings, like, I like to get everything packed up and
first thing I do when I get home every day is get everything I need for the next day.
Yep. Because if you don't do it, you won't remember.
Yeah. Because I used to do it in the mornings.
Oh, no.
And then my mornings would be hell.
Yeah.
Just trying to get everything together.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I do. I get home, I write daily time sheet of
Yep.
what we used, because otherwise you're 6 weeks down the road and you're like, did I bill for
What
that
did
load
I
of gravel?
do?
Or what the hell did I do this day? I don't remember what.
Yeah, well, or you're getting a bill for, $6,000 worth of gravel, and you're like, what job did it go to?
Yeah.
You got to pay the bill, so you better be knowing who you're charging for it.
Yeah.
So, you don't want to eat the load of stone. So, yeah. No, I mean, evenings are a big, and I don't know, I try to get all my stuff done for the next day.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
Yep. But.
So I'm curious, if you were raised by a guy who isn't organized, did you have like a person that you saw in your life at some point, were you in a sports team or something? You saw like an efficient system. You're like, oh shit, that's going on.
I don't know how. I've kind of always just had a little bit of a OCD more, I guess. Where Dad he'd be like, why bring it if we don't need it?
Yeah.
Where I'm kind of like, and I don't know. I mean, I just don't like showing up somewhere or something. Well, I don't show up to a party, I'm a beer, I want to show up with everything that I think I might need.
Mm-hmm.
And where Dad's kind of just, him and my brother are same, they're just like a laid back.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Don't really get stressed about nothing.
Yeah.
And my mom's not really they're similar too, so I don't know I don't know.
Does that fit into type A, is there type B? Is that the, I'm not too tuned in on what that means, but I know type A is like, I want to know what's on the other side, and I want to know all the steps to take to get there, and then there's other people who are like, oh, we'll just hang out, and we'll figure it out, we'll get there, but I don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle is the place to be for construction.
Yeah.
If you're too type A, you're going to be inefficient.
Yeah.
And it'll drive you crazy.
And it'll drive you crazy.
Well, I
That's
have
all
those
you'll
days.
think about and all you'll do.
Yeah.
Yep, and I've got those days.
Yeah.
Or on the other side, you're unorganized, unprepared.
I think they call it conscientiousness in some
You got to kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
parlance. Yeah, well, that's a lot to be on the ball for.
Yeah.
And isn't it all because you want to do a good job for your clients?
That too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all of the
Well,
things.
and do a
that
good
go
job
into
for
it.
your clients, yourself,
For yourself.
whatever you're doing. I mean,
Well,
and just whatever you do it in a good way, and pride in it, basically.
Yeah, being proud of what you built at the end of the day.
Yeah. And
Isn't that, yeah,
It's why we don't sit in the office all day long.
right.
Exactly.
It's fun to get home and I didn't realize you accomplished something today you could actually touch.
Yeah. Well, and to know there's going to be, I guess, your good days and your bad days.
Yeah.
There's your some days like you screwed something up, you messed something up of it, something that you didn't plan to do. But then there's also days where you get a compliment that you're like, this is the whole reason I do what I do.
Yeah.
Like I tell you one, Gary Bryant. I knew him my whole life. He's a very well established paver in the area. And when he come to Blandmore, he's like, I had no idea. I thought you were cutting grass. I didn't know you were doing these much more work. He was like, he was proud. And, for someone like that, stressed the heck that day, nothing's going your way. But then when you get a compliment from someone that it matters from, you're like,
Yeah.
this is all what it was worth,
That's cool.
So certain things, but.
Oh, I heard something. Human beings crave community, and then they crave status in the community. So that kind of like, you see someone that you admire, and you're like, "Fuck, I want to be like that guy one day." And then once you start getting that recognition from them, you're like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
That sense of fulfillment and stuff.
Yeah, accomplishment. I mean, you feel accomplished if you accomplished something that you were shooting for.
Yeah.
A goal. You reached the goal you were.
Yeah.
But, and I've also heard, the most successful people don't stop at their goal. You keep going. You set another goal. Once you achieve that one, you got to set a new one.
Yeah,
if you stop at the first one, you're done.
Yeah, a lot of people even say you shouldn't set goals because once you achieve it, you have a letdown.
Yeah. I kind of disagree almost because I like to, you almost got to show yourself some kind of gratitude of accomplishment and to be proud of, where I would be bummed out if I didn't feel that. Eventually, you just climb this ladder to never get to the top. Like
It's more setting small goals than big ones.
Yeah. Reasonable
Milestones.
Milestones.
Yeah.
That's the word for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're never thinking that it's over.
No, right.
It's not the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking for retirement already.
Just so you can build your own stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just
This house
thinking.
paid for. I'm retiring, Doc.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a while. I got 30 years.
Yeah.
So no, it's just, I guess it is what it is. You gotta roll with figure it out different ways each day.
Yeah.
I mean, always look at stuff open-minded. And I know I can definitely, and you can probably agree, until I get in my mind, I am very looking one way, no peripheral vision on stuff sometimes. And sometimes when you see it, you're like, why the hell didn't I think about that?
Yeah.
Where when you're more of I'm more of a, when I get there, I'm thinking about exactly what we need to do. I'm not really looking at anything else, when there also is a lot of other better options possibly that can be done. So back to the more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially in what we do, doing a lot of remodels. You can prepare as much as you want, but it's all going to change when something happens.
The framing in McLean, you guys told me about how rotten everything was.
Oh, yeah. That was supposed to be a 1 week trim out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Turned into rebuilding the whole thing.
Yeah.
Footers.
That's the way it always is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're famous, of course, Justin, because it's always when you put the shovel in the ground that you find stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a 3 year, it was like maybe a week job, the Evans. We were supposed to have been there in Charlottesville.
Uh-huh.
We were there for over a month, I think,
Yeah.
or right at a month.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. The footers were supposed to be standard 18, 24-inch footers. And then what did they end up getting to? Like 6 feet?
Oh, we found a bunch of fill.
Fill dirt on Lexington
Yeah, so we had
Avenue.
to dig through all sorts of
Yeah.
fill. We had to do engineered slabs. We had to do all kinds of
That
You had a-
changes everything for you
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah. So we pulled, it was a week job turned into a month. I mean,
Yeah.
the skid steer, literally, we couldn't even turn it around down bottom.
it's so narrow.
We had to back it back out of there, like 6 inches on each side. My house on one side, and then the neighbor who
Neighbor's
didn't want us on their
fence,
fence. Yeah.
and trees.
In
yeah.
trees, we had to put wood chips down so we didn't smush the roots of their tree.
Yeah.
And then literally had to back up into Lexington Avenue, had Corey and Glenn blocking traffic,
Yeah.
load a dump truck, go back down and get another scoop. Couldn't turn around, come up, and look in the road myself.
Yeah.
Had to have people watching.
Kind of things you can't prepare for.
No,
Yeah.
no, none of which we thought we had to deal with.
Getting a trailer back in there too.
Oh,
All
yeah.
those nice mom cars lying in the
The Mercedes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I talk about remodel carpentry. And I talk about remodel, like additions.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's the most complicated.
It's also the most fun.
Well, that's why I like to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun for the right clients that you don't have to worry about them saying, why didn't you tell me this was going to happen too?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because you got some of those people who think they don't understand what you go into as the person doing the work, you know.
What your thought process is
Exactly.
of how it's
Now,
gonna
that's
go.
where y'all's clients and y'all are good with communication
Yeah.
are great. But there's a lot of people who don't understand things all the time.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
difficult when you
yeah.
get into something like that, because then it's like, all right, we have to stop or we have to discuss what's going on so everyone understands why this has happened. You know, that's where you guys are very, very, very good with communication to
Yeah.
all of y'all's clients, where I never had to explain nothing on that whole job,
Neither.
you know, and
Yeah.
it was done.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the key is once you get to the or the contractor level
Yeah.
is keeping people's nerves under control
Yeah.
Mhm.
in a difficult process.
Yeah, and make sure they understand that you're being honest with them and have a relationship, you know, that they trust what you're telling them is true.
That's the key.
Like a mechanic shop, they say, you know, people always tell people they need something they don't need. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh.
well, if you're going to that person, you probably should check somewhere else if you don't trust them. You know, I mean, that's
Yeah.
just the reality.
And it comes down to the conversations we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the situation. Here's the options.
Yeah.
You know, once you get beyond materials, you get into cost, you get into design, you get into all of these considerations. And it's a dynamic process.
Yeah.
And that communication and trust is fundamental.
Absolutely.
Speaking of fundamental, we're talking about this program this fall with young, I'm aiming for high school age
Yep.
guys. And when you and me, Justin, talked on the phone,
I asked you how were you recruiting that?
well, the recruiting part was definitely one that I wanted, and you had some ideas.
Yeah.
I was saying, what do you, I don't know exactly what I remember asking you, but it was something like, what do they need to know, or what do you teach them? And the first thing you said, you got to learn how to read a tape.
Oh yeah, tape measure. Yeah.
That's like number one
Oh yeah.
lesson.
And it's a lot of people who don't,
There's a lot of people I come across that should know that
Yeah.
still don't.
Yeah.
That still don't, right?
Yeah. Yep, the tape measure. And then what was something else we had?
I
I know my
that's
question
what
that day
yeah,
was
like, what are the
because I was trying to.
fundamentals?
I kind of just knew then because I hadn't seen the email because I was delayed on all that. I didn't know how like this recruit was going to be, what exactly we were going to be responsible for. I'm just trying to sum up what we talked about that day because I didn't really until that day. I thought we were coming here helping you work on your camper and having a beer. Had no idea it was about a school,
Right.
And then when I done the homework and read the letter, I was like, oh, this is for actually the school, da da da, and then the learning methods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we were asking those questions. And I'm kind of remember what else. That was a start. There was something else I thought I said. I can't remember. I'm sure it'll come back up.
Okay. Well, tell me you all's brainstorms on what the most basic, fundamental, foundational, maybe, besides measuring a tape, there are in construction, say.
The process of which things happen.
Yeah.
Learning what comes before what, whether it's HVAC, plumbing, carpentry, excavation, the order of things that happen.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
When's
Well, there's-
Justin going to be there? And when's Nico really going to be
Yeah.
Now, see, I think you've just jumped to the advanced section.
See,
Because
and-
I'm imagining when I showed up, when I was 17 or 18 on a construction site, I barely knew which end of the backhoe to stand next to.
I'm not under the bucket. Yeah.
And, how to run a piece of pipe in a ditch or
Yeah.
much less measure something. And then to know, I was curious from the beginning. That was
Yeah,
the big-
you almost got to have a want to learn.
Yeah.
And if you're and that's almost like can be almost said to them. I don't know how you say it, and kind of not in a rude way, but if someone comes and they just want to sit on their phone, it's probably not going to be with something for them. If you're coming there wanting to learn something, the sky's the limit on what you can learn in construction. You can go in so many different directions, but I don't know. I'm saying to show up with a good attitude and figure out what you are told to do or figure out, and with an open mind, not a, nose in a phone attitude kind of deal. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of patience for a phone.
I hear you.
Yeah, if I didn't have a business, I wouldn't want to have. Now I have to have it, and with everyday life now, but it's what it is.
How about this one that I've been thinking of is they're already used to doing things that are inherently dangerous.
What do you have these kids doing?
Well, if you're cutting
The metal,
with
yeah.
skill saws and they're using electrical things
Yeah.
and they're
Safety.
climbing up on ladders
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're doing any of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I think about construction?
When I started out, I was probably 14 when my parents sent me off with a chainsaw,
Yeah.
unsupervised. And I had already, borrowed the skill saw and the drill when I was younger than that.
Nope, same
And
for
so I
me.
worked up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how old were you, Justin, when you started using a chainsaw?
When Dad give permission, or when
That's
my
different.
brother give permission.
Yeah, when
'Cause
you
I had a
started.
5-year-old brother, 5 year
Yeah.
older than me brother. So yeah,
So
we were
how old were you when you were using a chainsaw?
probably earlier. I really don't know. Probably 10 to 14, somewhere in that range.
Somewhere in that range.
Where-
You too, Riley?
My dad has a construction company, and I used to, between school and the summers, I would go to work with him every day from like 10 on
That's awesome.
10 years old, right?
So we had tools in my hands since when I was a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it would all, I mean, Dad really wouldn't give permission, but sometimes with the older brother, I mean,
Sure.
it wasn't always with work. It was like if you go, like, getting tree stands ready for hunting season, you know.
Well, that's another thing
Cut
I
a trail,
thought about.
you know. I mean,
How old were you when you started using a gun?
I had a gun in my room as a kid.
I killed my first deer at 6.
Yeah.
Shot it myself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you guys are doing, those are what I would call inherently dangerous things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dad.
It is dangerous to have a gun. It's dangerous to use a tool. It's
Yeah.
dangerous to use a backhoe.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, when you have employees, how you worry about their safety more than your own.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. 100%.
Well, that is going to be, that's part of this flip I'm talking about,
Yeah.
is this empowering the younger people. I mean, it's a school situation, not a work situation.
Right.
So it's a little different.
Yeah, and you got to kind of look at other people raised different than other people, you know, like, and so I guess if they do come there and they need to use a angle grinder or something, you need to realize, like, you got 10 fingers and you're not getting any more, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't make extra
yeah.
eyes.
Well, I take a case when I was mechanic, and you know, I don't know if it's some sale thing, but it said don't put your fingers where you wouldn't put in something else.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's what the old mechanics would say all the time. I mean, because with when you're putting cylinders and pins together, for example, like, you know, if something shifts and your finger's in, like, and you've got 2 station points, something in the middle,
Those
Yeah.
tolerance
you know,
is
you're
tight.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't like they would always tell, like, when you're cleaning grease out of something, don't stick your finger in something you wouldn't stick something else, and that's what they would say, because you're not gonna get your finger back. I mean,
Yeah.
and stuff that weighs thousands of pounds, it's not gonna know when that bone in your finger breaks.
I don't know.
You know, so don't, you know, be careful where you put anything, any parts of your arms. Don't put yourself in a pinch point.
Hair,
Yeah.
loose fitting clothing. Is
Yeah,
something I
especially
thought
about like the grinders and stuff.
And for us, it's mostly about kickback. If you think about that, like, where could this go if it kicks back?
Yeah,
If
especially
you're
on
not
the table
behind that spot.
Yeah.
then it's a much
side.
safer
A machine
place
is
to be.
don't overtrust hydraulics.
Yeah,
You know, while it's running, I got a lot of faith in it, but a lot of people say no.
they'll
But,
settle too.
yeah, but if it's off, don't like rely on that bucket not coming down, you being underneath of it. Like, it's very well possible if something were to fail. Have I ever seen it? No. But there's reason on all the equipment they have when you lift the loader arms, there's a red bracket that comes down and a pin goes through.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You know, like on my dump truck, you raise the bed up, it's got an arm to put on it while you're greasing it. Like,
Safety precautions.
has it ever come down to any of those? No.
Right.
But do I use them? Yes. You know, because it could be that one time you're gone. You're not getting another chance. That 5,000 pounds falls on you. I mean, so, but some of those things, I guess, are things that it's easy to overlook in a hurry.
Yeah.
That's true too.
And that's the biggest thing to explain to people.
The other thing is, I think there's a lot of people who would say that we should be doing things much more safely than we do. As far as protective gear, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not the
it's-
best with glasses or ear protection, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I always wear sunglasses, so it's kind of a...
And there's always this calculated risk
Mm-hmm.
that we take on things. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's a spectrum. So where do you stop safety-wise to get the job done?
I tell you, since I started in construction till now, things are drastically safer
Yes.
than they used to be. So I think every year that goes by, it gets a little safer.
And I was just told by a developer that their workplace injuries is on the rise.
Really?
He blamed it on unskilled labor.
Has to be.
Yeah.
So
Or
your point
shortage
is,
of labor.
so many tools and stuff are way more safer now than they ever were.
Yeah, I know.
You see them
Tools
damn
are
table saw
safer.
things that they try to do a hot dog.
Yeah.
I mean, and it stops the whole thing. I've never seen one of the, or high school had it.
Yeah.
Soft
Um,
arms.
One
Yeah.
of our clients triggered it with his finger.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
I know a guy who did.
Yeah.
We
So does it ruin that thing when that happens?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Well, not
There's
really
a-
his, he did.
There's a
Set.
brake system inside of the saw stops
Okay.
that when it's triggered, the blade, the brake clamps down on the blade to stop it and lowers immediately. So that piece has to be replaced.
Right.
There you go. There's something. Yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
that does a fail
Yeah.
of some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I saw, it was like it was a blade, and then they had a swing arm with a spring, and it shot a piece of
Basically
aluminum.
locks the blade.
Yep.
It shot aluminum into the blade to stop it, and then, like you said, drops down.
I saw it happen once.
Yeah.
They tested it when we bought one.
I'd rather
Oh,
see one
yes,
break
yeah.
than I
Hot
see a
dog.
finger come
Oh, the
off
hot
the damn
dog, yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna cost you like $200-300 to get that going again, getting all those.
I'd pay for somebody before I want to watch a damn finger go across the floor.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm no help now when there's blood everywhere.
I think about just the thing of heights that we used to do.
There's no way I could do heights.
Being up on 40-foot walkboards, no protection. I don't see that really anymore.
You don't?
I don't do it anymore.
You don't do it.
Yeah. And when I see these roofer crews around, they're always harnessed on now. When I started,
Oh, yeah.
they were walking roofs with nothing, no harnesses on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heights would probably be my biggest fear.
Mm-hmm.
It was mine too when I
couldn't,
started.
Yeah.
They got me out of it real fast. My first day on a job site, they brought me on a 40-foot walkboard.
Fuck. Honestly, I think I don't know if I could do that. I'm not gonna lie.
You get over it.
Heights are something I am not really fond of.
I'm not either. That's been always a weakness for me.
Yeah.
Is
So I'll add an extra
don't wanna
ratchet
do
strap in a tree stand. I'll be
Yeah.
standing on the ladder. I'll throw another one on the tree. Like there's two already 300-pounders on it.
I've had those slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Scary.
yeah. I'm not a. I got friends of mine. Dad's one. They'll go way up, and I'm just like, he's got stands right now. His age is 59 years old, and he'll go way up higher than I will. I'm just not for it.
I feel like the safety things for what I do are relatively obvious with common sense, but with what Tristan does, it's not necessarily that
You
way.
can't see it.
It's all theory and intelligence.
Yeah.
Like you have to know what the fuck you're doing. And what I remember when I started construction, I was like 5-6 years in, and then I wanted to do the whole, hey, I know a guy, let me call him and have him explain it to me on the phone while I'm doing it. He's like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, don't do it. And I took it personally. I was like, we're like really good friends. I don't know why he's telling me this, but I understand now is because I'm 4 years into school and there's still shit I'm still learning about how I can die.
Yeah.
Your pinky touches something and then a big explosion, you're blind temporarily, and then maybe you're hung up on something and your heart's being cooked from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. See, I don't like electric because you can't see it,
Yeah.
but it lets you know when you touch it.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? There's a divide between just being afraid of electric and being comfortable with it.
Well,
Or maybe
you know-
not even comfortable with it, but there's like scared that I'm not even touching it.
It's like a monster. It's like if
I'm
you
not
know a
touching
bear's
Right.
threatening you when it's hungry at this time of year, just don't avoid the bear at that time of year. Like the more you know about it, I guess you're
It is, but
dispelling
Justin's
it.
never gonna learn enough about it to be
Yeah, 'cause-
comfortable because he's just not gonna touch
good.
it.
Don't die.
You know to know people.
I basic understanding of electrical, but Tristan came and helped me not that long ago
Right.
because I know like where the limitation.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I could do this,
Right.
but you know,
Yeah.
is it worth destroying something in my house?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated by that with electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. People would be happy to mess with plumbing or carpentry or any of this, but I'm not touching the electric.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, doing what carpentry, you kind of need to know a little about all the other trades. Just in the simple fact of planning, because a lot of the times carpenters are contractors, so we're usually the ones that are in charge of the jobs.
Yeah, usually carpenters turn into contractors.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it's
generally
kind of
because we're on the jobs through the process
Other trades. Yeah.
The whole
for
process.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
and we see the order everything happens, and we learn a little bit
Yeah.
about each
They
trade.
do. And historically, with less complicated elements to a house, the carpenter builder would do the whole thing.
Yeah.
and before it was, say, specialized
licensing and
licensing, and plumbers specialize in plumbing, and HVAC guys specialize in HVAC. And we're also talking about the contractor or the remodeler people who do see the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think there's too many carpenters who just do exterior trim. Or
I've never understood the carpenters that localize themselves to one particular field of carpentry. It doesn't make
Only
much
build
sense to
decks.
me.
Yeah.
Or only
You've seen
decks.
it though, right?
Don't call yourself a contractor, call yourself a deck door.
Yeah. And most companies around here are that way, where they sub out carpentry in different aspects.
Mm-hmm.
The way we started was the day that job foundation started was our first day there, and then putting the last piece of hardware on was my last day there.
Yes.
So we build the whole thing inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And you can learn way more doing it that way than
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
just focusing on one thing.
I couldn't agree with you more. And
Yeah.
it's being on the job and seeing it done, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you go home and try it on the weekend, you're like, I
Mhm.
saw that guy do it this way.
Yeah.
But why the hell is it not working?
Oh, no. I know.
Yeah.
It's Cato, man. This thing's not working. Come and help me.
Yeah.
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 If you can learn from watching somebody else do something, then you'll be good in construction. 'Cause if you can pay attention to what other people do, if you're a sponge in that way.
Yeah. Hands-on learning, I guess, would be back
Yeah.
then.
Well, then that's my.
And that's the thing
yeah.
about the original was like a hands-on. Like if someone wants to kind of want to read it all, which I'm not. No, this is just me. I'm more of a visual and a hands-on learner.
Most of us are that are in this business.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you hand me
Yeah.
a packet of paper, I'm probably gonna get little to nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Where I mean, I could maybe answer a few things if it was specific, but we go out here and we take something apart, put it back together.
Yeah.
We come back in and talk about it. I can almost talk about every bit of it, but the packet I wouldn't be able to.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me jump to the school thing, because I want them to graduate with a pretty broad understanding of construction. And how do you learn stuff that would typically be taught in a class, like math or writing or something? Is it just the same thing, doing it, reading somebody else's, looking at somebody else's calculations?
Yeah. Well, what I do, if I remember right, I think the first time I really noticed math was building a roof.
Yeah.
And the only way I learned it was from helping somebody who knew how to.
Mm-hmm.
I never learned anything about it beforehand. I was on a job one day and somebody was like, "We're going to build this roof today," and
Right.
figured it out on the fly,
Uh-huh.
which is how
Hands-on
I learn
learning.
best.
Yeah, hands-on learning.
Yeah, dive in and do it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not always somebody kind of doing it for you, but if you do it with someone, it makes it a little bit easier. I agree with some of the you got to do it yourself and fail to learn, but there's also doing it with someone to learn it first too. So it's not always like hanging you out there to dry, because some stuff might make some young people say, "Hell with this! I don't want to try to figure this out." Yeah,
Yeah.
But if you teach them how you figured out the roof rise, run, or whatever, how it works, it might make them like, "Oh, that's not as bad as I thought."
Yeah.
And make them feel like, "Oh, I can figure that out." But
Well, if you're staring at the math on a page, it's a lot more confusing than it actually is.
right, yeah, that's most things,
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
At least it was for me.
We don't have as much math in my work though. I kind of just
Cubic yards and
figuring. Yeah, I guess like for materials.
Volume. Yeah.
Yeah,
Weight,
volume.
shitload of weight
Yeah.
calculations in your head with your trailers and whatnot.
And you gotta do all your
I wait till the tires start to look a little. I say, hold on, let's not put no more weight on it.
Smells like carbon brake.
Yeah, I smell something burning. Yeah, let's give it a break for a minute and then back at it again. No, I mean, I would say definitely on that kind of stuff. And then like, I guess my math would be transit, more grade.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of
You know,
that's
percentages,
such a
Yeah.
basic,
fractions.
Yeah. So it's all practical math.
Yeah,
Yes.
practical math. It's very
You're doing practical
simple
math
math.
to achieve your outcome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is something physical.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. What is electrical? What is, I mean,
Oh, it's all math. It's all theory. It's all
like
science.
what
and
weight
physics
wire could take and
And then you got to go to your chart and you got to learn how to read this Latin Bible that isn't written in English. And then you got to figure out how to find the shit in there. And then there's like small text and it's like, okay, in this situation, we can use this one. And then Cody will be like, no. That's the exemption.
Exception note. So
Yeah, that's the exemption. You got to go flip 3 pages over here. And then that's where the answer is. And it's like, oh my God.
I saw Cody one day deep into that book,
Mm-hmm.
and the look on his face was pure hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a weird one for me, the code books.
Yeah.
Again, the complication of these houses.
And they change constantly.
They change.
At least they
and
do.
get thicker and thicker.
Yeah.
And it
People are
used
trying
to
to
be, you knew, I guess, something. You knew how to build a house, or you knew, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Because how many things have you all gone into some work that somebody else did? And it's messed up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or even things that you've done yourself and come back 10 years later and you're like,
Oh, why did I do it?
oh, that was
Yeah.
That was dumb.
that was dumb. Like, this is the right. You figured it out in the process since then, but you're like, man, I used to do it that way.
In
and
other
that was
jobs,
not
like-
right.
Other jobs helped you figure out
Yeah.
how you now.
Yeah.
That's different. Yeah. And that's all just an experience thing, really. I mean, you're going to learn from what you've done.
Yeah, there's too much in construction to think you'll understand at all from a classroom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much.
There's no getting around experience. I
Yeah.
don't think.
No.
When I was in the diesel school, we there was a tractor trailer outside the classroom.
Yeah.
But it was inside. I mean, it was inside of another room, and it was like groups of, I think, 4 of us, and you had to remove the transmission and put the transmission back, and like not only 2 people could stay under the truck, like you had to alternate, like everybody had to go under and do something, or like everything was done, like the one step had to be done 4 times. Every 4 of us would have to repeat the same thing, where you couldn't let 2 guys get on the truck and the other 2 kind of set up and played on their phone.
Yeah.
And then that group passed.
Right.
The teacher would kind of be like, all right, so when you've done this, all of you go down and do this.
Right.
Kind of thing. So hands-on is
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is big for me.
I agree.
So we're looking at an age range of like 14 to 18. So for me, 16 to 20, I had a singular focus in my mind, and that was females and how to position myself to attract whatever I wanted in the future, which looked like a girl in my mind at that time, but I didn't know what the fuck else they looked like. So I was like, I'm going to go become an electrical engineer because money is going to get me there. But now I'm realizing in my later 20s, all these ladies aren't attracted to these dirty or these nerdy, clean, can't do anything, I gotta hire someone to hang curtains kind of guys. Like that was, I mean, obviously my priorities are different because I found a lady at 18, so I haven't really been thinking that way. But when I was younger, man, sitting in a classroom,
Last thing you really worry about was
Yeah. Well, so say more.
so it's an interesting thing because we're mixing in like human psychology with trying to get people to gain skills. I don't know. It's an interesting.
I gotta agree. My mindset's a lot different. I kind of just cared about baseball and buddies and girls and I'll be honest. It would be the me now versus what I was at that age. I would not. I mean, I'd be so pissed off trying to teach me myself.
Yeah.
I'd be in, like, then that's my biggest thing. Be the impatientness. Like if I had to deal with a 16-year-old me. Like, I just wanted to tear something up. I just wanted to play baseball and really have, no responsibility in a way.
Well, the responsibility part's going to be tough to get around.
Yeah, and that's to kind of explain to people is...
Because now, this is more like high school for the camper camp thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's to find the guys who are going to do well after high school.
Right. Yeah. And there's some kids nowadays, I will say, like younger people I've known, do I'm like, my hat's off to you. You're like way more looking at your future
Correct.
than I feel like I was. Like I knew I wanted to do something outside. I knew a 4-year school really wasn't me. So I knew a trade in some kind of regard, but I didn't know what the heck kind of trade it was going to be. I just kind of was worried about high school while it was there, and then it just rolled into what it rolled into.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I could have played baseball at a trade school, I'd have went and done that. But there wasn't,
That's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But these kids will know when they're in class or when they're learning from somebody about a trade, if they're interested in it or not. If you find yourself, when you're done working, thinking about what you did that day, then they'll enjoy doing it.
That's the interest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the interest. And I think there are, I don't know, I know they're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
For sure.
And not to bring a monetary value to it, but kids these days getting into the trades are going to have it a lot better than we did.
They are.
Yeah.
There's
pay is better.
Few and far, too.
Yeah.
And going back to Tristan's thing with the girls, I literally told somebody a couple of days ago, I think that might be the first thing I put on my advertising, is that girls are attracted to carpenters.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Just like you said, Tristan, the to put it in the positive spin, the guy who can fix up the house and the guy who can take care of things around the house is very attractive to women, right?
Well, I heard that from one of my friends who went into tech, and so he's working on computers and stuff, and I'd show up and help him with his house once in a while, and he was talking about his fiance's ex-boyfriend, and like literally he was hiring people to like hang pictures and stuff because he was so useless. He's like a useless human being with money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like having...
I just want the money side of things.
Yeah.
I can do a bunch, but I just need the money now.
I was turning into one of those people. I started at a coffee shop 18, 17, and then started in the trades around 20, 21 because I was going to design school, and it's like I really like organizing stuff, but I don't know how to fucking build anything. I don't know how to build anything. I don't know how to design anything because I have no like practical knowledge of how anything works. I can draw it, but I don't know what I'm drawing.
Yeah.
So,
I think high school misleads a lot of people too.
that is,
And teachers are a big fault of that because, like, I went to diesel school, so it kind of fell in partly with what I do now. But like both my cousins, Hunter, that's done work for Bartlett and worked for us sometimes, and Spencer, his younger brother, both of them went into financial advising. And, Hunter worked at an office in Charlottesville, and Spencer worked at a place in Blacksburg. Spencer is running the Flippin' Seaman, not running it, but he works for his wife's family farm doing apples and farming now.
how cool.
Nothing in finance. Now, he has some clients he kept that he does their stuff for them, but Hunter was a financial advisor too, and he now is a lead guy at Bartlett Tree Experts, cutting trees, and is now selling tree work. Like, but they were pushed to do almost something you didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And they both of them, hats off to them, because most people get out of it before they finish the college, in my opinion. They finished the college and got jobs, done the whole thing. But once they kind of realized,
What they really want.
you really want to do. And as you get older in like your early 20s and your mid 20s to 30, I feel like my mindset is nowhere close to how I used to think.
Absolutely.
Like I just feel like if 6 years ago, if you'd asked me like something about my vehicle, I wanted a jacked up truck, kept it clean, nice, all this that. Now
I think that's
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about what we were talking when I got here. I want something something that's going to be like my truck's going to be good for towing, not for looks as much,
And how long is this truck going to last?
Yeah, because it's
That's what I think about now.
before I was like, I didn't care what it looked good, Yeah. So it's a lot more of it's just a hard thing to get. You're becoming who you are in those years, I guess.
Correct. Yeah.
School pushed on us that if you didn't go to college, you weren't going to survive.
Exactly.
That's a big fear.
The whole cursive thing
Especially
coming
on
out of middle
parents.
school,
Yeah.
or whatever. You have to write cursive. They're not going to let you write, or out of elementary to middle school. Like, you got to learn how to write cursive or whatever it was.
Yeah.
hell, they don't even teach cursive now. You know, like,
I hear that.
they don't even teach kids cursive. I'm like, well, and I didn't like it. You know, I used to hate, like, they really going to make me, I used to ask, like, are they going to make us really write in cursive next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, just little stuff like that. School's a misleading thing in lots of ways. Now, granted, it's so many greats about it as well. You know, I kind of did enjoy school, but also I enjoyed things I'd done at school, was in sports and events and, you know,
Sports teach you a lot about life,
socializing.
too.
Yeah. Socializing. Like, I, you know, had a lot of friends, and I didn't really like school itself, but I enjoyed things I've done at school, I guess. But some people hate it. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of different.
It does have an interesting model of, like, I don't want to go too conspiratorial or go back into history or whatever, but like it's designed to make factory workers, and now we don't have factories.
Yeah.
So like we always kids like consuming these memorization things. Like, here, I'm gonna drill this into your head and then write it on this piece of paper a week later, and we're gonna score you. And now we have the cursed amulets that tell us everything we want to know. I was terrible at spelling, and now it spells everything perfectly and rewrites it all for me.
Half the message you get from me is talk text. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Half the text you
90%.
get from me says, call me.
Yeah, that too. Or I just do call, and Doug
Isn't
can.
that it? Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah,
don't
I call all the
each
time.
other.
Like,
Yeah.
and on the way here, I made phone calls on the way, and because I was seeing we were getting emails, and mom and dad were working on some of the business stuff today, and they were like, "Did you see that you had 3 emails you need to get back with people?" Well, I come down the road, I asked which ones it were, and I called them on the way here.
Yeah.
You know, one's a church we're supposed to be at tomorrow or not, and one was, I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff, following up with people, and
Yeah.
I'm a phone call person. Now,
too.
I hate it in ways because I wish I could go back and look at a message. This is what I told them.
Yeah.
So I have notes, talk to so-and-so this date and told them this, and then write the date beside it. So that's my way, but I've got notebooks.
Well, we don't use text in the business. When clients text us, we tell them email us or call me.
Right.
If it's something we need to look back on, we'll email about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smart.
Yeah, that's very smart. And I like that a lot. And that's really a lot of our way. Now, granted, it's always that easier when it's later in the evening, you're thinking of something. It's the convenience of the picking up the phone and not having to, because I don't do any email off of this. I would be do the email off the computer.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a hassle for me to have to mess with the email. It's easier for me to just call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Isn't it
usually,
amazing how calls are still the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. But you know, there's a lot of people that won't answer your phone and they text you right back.
yeah.
I know.
And
I
that you know, when they do that, I will not respond to you that day.
Well,
Unless I have to.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
makes me very mad.
I tell people,
Like, you had your
Actually,
phone.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, like you just had your phone. I get you, and there's always a circumstance where I've been able to send someone a message, but I'll say I'll call you in a little bit or something. Like, I don't just respond back to a message to you after you called me and I didn't answer. You know, I'll call you when I can. You know, kind of thing.
Right.
well, the text message thing for me is more about how busy you are.
Yeah,
Because a lot of the times I'll find myself being like, oh, I like doing something. I'm like, I'll text back in a minute and I forget about it. But if somebody calls me, I always answer, and then the conversation's over in 15 seconds. Otherwise, you're sitting there waiting for somebody to text you back.
The work
Yeah.
back and forth is the
It's like,
worst.
we have stuff to do. I'm not just sitting here texting anybody all day long.
Yeah.
yep. And I'll be honest, I'm not good about checking email. So that's my thing is,
Check it once a day.
and see, I need to get in the habit of that.
I sometimes don't check it for a couple days.
Yeah, that's me.
I turn the work phone off at 5 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and right before that, I answer emails and do it again the next day.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, I don't check email. I mean,
Well, there has to be a taming of the monster.
yeah,
'Cause
and you can only do
phones
so
are
much too.
monsters,
Yeah.
And you have to tame that.
It took me a while to realize to set a limit for yourself of like, no longer am I going to answer emails at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That's
You've kind of mentioned that to me, you know, on jobs where I've told you, like, you know, working later, and you're like, well, sometimes you just gotta cut it off and say no. You told me you got to learn how to say no to people.
Well,
Because I've kind of ran it to you before about, you know, stuff.
you run yourself to
And-
death if you don't.
Yeah, and that was like, you were like, you sometimes just got to tell people no, like, or something doesn't fit, you can't always please everybody. And Chris is another good one who gives a lot of really good input and suggestions on, telling people, like, he usually tells you the right thing, but also it's not always what other people want to hear either. Yeah. And Chris is really good on that regard.
He's great and just kind of, it's factual.
Yeah. Oh,
he's can't do that.
Yeah.
Or we can't
best
do
project
that on
manager
that
I've ever
schedule.
worked for.
Yeah, and that's why I lean to him
He's
a lot
great,
on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if it's not something to do with, if it's another job, he can answer questions.
Yeah.
And it's not always exactly about a job. It's more of a, what's your opinion, and you're going, whether you want to hear it or not.
They'll tell you.
He's going to give you it. Yeah. And that's that's the reason he's the one who I ask. I mean, I've had to ask questions from him for other contractors I'm working for, because they're asking me, and I'm like, well, I don't know, but I can find someone who does. And he can get to the Bible stuff, Yeah. I mean,
luckily I've always had my dad for that.
Yeah.
For that purpose, but
yeah.
I do wonder about the people who get into the trades who don't know anybody that they can
ask.
Yeah.
They better get some network going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's something we're talking about, basically a lot of communication and doing things in as good a way as we can, right?
Yep.
At a high level, right? And part of that I call character.
Yep.
There's a character that you all have that cares about those things we've been talking about. One of the one that Chris and I mentioned, Chris, he and I have been looking at each other and trying to figure something out. And it's kind of a two-part thing. I'm not even sure how exactly to put it, but it's partly keeping your word, say.
Yep.
Keeping your word and the amount of effort that you go to keep your word.
Right, yeah.
And he's particularly old school. Like,
for sure.
If you give somebody your word, you kick your own ass to make sure it gets done.
Yep. And I think that way a lot too.
I think we all do. And there's a lot of pressure, or there's a lot of experience that he and I have of people just not doing.
Yeah. Right.
And not going the extra mile. They're just like, nah, I couldn't do it. And
act like it's nothing. No big deal.
Act like it's nothing. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? Because it's simple. But I also wonder, and this is a question I've gotten to, are we in a culture or kind of a situation in the way things work where it's really hard to keep your word? Or we're constantly having clients change their minds, and
I don't think it's that. I think it's the way you were raised.
Yeah, the way that's raising
that's instilled as you as a kid. Keeping your word.
Yeah,
it's not something you just magically get as an adult.
Yeah, or you start saying, "I'm gonna start learning this way." Yeah, I agree with that completely, because you got to have a moral and a kind of a way about you to know you're gonna own what you say, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's not something you just, all of a sudden I'm going to start doing that today.
Well, consequences are less.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. It's always okay to not want to have to do, or to not want to, I mean, like I said, the world's softer on people nowadays. Everything's okay now, where it used to be like, hell no, it's not okay. Like, if you lied, or, I don't know. I was raised like good decisions, good consequences. Bad decisions, bad consequences. And the other thing, that was what we used to get preached to. And you still might be in trouble, but if you tell me the truth from the get go, you'll be in less trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, so, that's a good old lesson.
Yeah, so if you go ahead and come clean now, we're good. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna be in trouble, because very well possibly you still get an ass whooping. But it's also it's more of a, like he said, it's flat out. It is a moral, because there's some people who just don't care, and they had no reason to care because they never were taught to care. So I think 100% what Riley said, that you got to have how you were raised. You're not just going to openly start owning your word. That's a thing you were raised
by
to
the time you get out of high school, say.
Yeah, no, that could be a little different. I mean, you should still, and you can tell the people who probably do, and I can say I'd be lying if I said I kept my word on everything in high school.
Oh yeah.
But if
No,
you know, but to adults and people I respected or coaches, 100%, I feel like I kept my word. Like, are you going to be a weekend practice, or are you going to do this or that? Hell yeah, I'll tell them yeah, and I'm going to do it. But you know, maybe to your buddy or to a girl or whatever in high school, you maybe didn't keep your word. And you know, anybody who says they did their whole life would be living in la la land. But I mean,
But you felt bad about it.
you did, yeah, yep.
And I don't think a lot of people now feel bad.
Because it makes you think it's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's
Well, they
okay.
feel bad all the time, but they don't know what feeling good is.
Yeah, well, that could be. Yeah. Well, living in hell is tough.
So are you trying to intercept these little minds before
They
they
get
go off
corrupted.
and get smashed around and figure out they want to be a
Well,
carpenter?
that's part of it, right? Because
I didn't have a shop class. If I had a camper camp to go to, my life might have been a little different.
I didn't have shop class either.
I know.
We did.
I know. Isn't that you did?
Nelson did, yeah.
Nelson. That's amazing.
He had it in middle school and in high school.
Yeah. And does it still at Nelson have a
Yeah,
shop?
both. Now,
Okay.
the middle school lost, we had middle school welding.
Uh-huh.
You get outside of the city, and I feel like a lot of schools do.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
these major cities that
I got my hunting license in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I got mine.
A hunter safety
I
course.
was-
I mean,
Yeah.
they don't do that now.
Yeah.
I bet.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, now's today's time. I have my concealed carry from a class I took in middle school.
Yeah.
That's-
And
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about
Now-
chew on that for a minute.
Now, and well, I know, and now if somebody just forgets and brings their hunting rifle in their car and it's in the parking lot,
It's a
they're-
felony.
Right.
It's, yeah, it's
The SWAT team's going to show
a
up.
shot. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So that's sort of a part of also my goal is to shift the shift back a little bit to we're doing that inherently dangerous things.
Yeah,
right,
Amherst-
talking about
Amherst has got a lot of stuff
more normalized
up there, like they do. Like a good friend of mine, his son does like archery, but I mean but Amherst has got like good welding programs and all kinds of stuff, you know, for their kids in high school.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping that between some of these programs of the schools, but also it's going to end up being family.
Yeah.
Who
Nelson builds a house.
got their kids and
They build a house and donate a house.
Mm.
I don't know if they do the whole house. I think they do a shed now. When my brother, I didn't do the house. The house quit right before I was in there. But Building Trades had they built a full house and donated a home every year.
That's
The high school
super cool.
did.
I know. I have that sort of fantasy that we find enough kids that are productive and we end up making a lot of stuff
Yeah.
we could give away. I don't know where all the material comes from, but
Right.
there's a lot of money out there for donations and
Oh, yeah, nonprofits.
there's a lot. The key for me is finding the young people. And I told you all that before. That's part of the reason, that is the reason, I'll say, for this conversation. It's because I think guys like you are people that probably parents want their high school kids to hang out with and want their post-high school kids to hang out with. And if they don't, they should. Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And, I mean, I guess, and this kind of almost stems back to my question when we talked on the phone the other day. How do you get these kids? You know, what was your thoughts on, you know, like, I know, like, the building trades teacher we had, Mr. Taylor, he passed. So, like, I don't know. Like, are you planning to maybe go to Nelson and
I'm
say,
going to
hey,
go knock on doors. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to send emails.
yeah,
This is going to be put on the internet. And I can appoint people to it. And I'm going to say, these are the guys who your kids can hang out with this fall at Camper Camp. And hopefully Camper Camp turns into something else next summer. And maybe there's more of a summer program for high school kids. But then I'm hoping the year after that, the fall of 27,
have students
some of
enrolled.
those guys who are going to be going into their senior year this year would come and at that point, it'll probably be camping out. It'll probably be not much more than platform tents and maybe a mobile kitchen. And
So you're starting more of the trade off of a camper because it's in a house version, but in a smaller way, I guess.
well, and
Easier
the campers I got into because the tiny houses were too hard to move around.
Right.
But I think what the camp is going to turn into is tiny houses.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
Because that's another question I had is how is a camper, I get fixing it up is construction and all that. Like, and you've got your smaller version of HVAC, electrical,
Yeah.
all on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
So I was presuming that was why, but
Totally right. And they're cool.
right.
The
Yeah.
kids, besides it being picking up girls and that, I
Right.
want to do cool stuff. I want to do things that are like, this is really cool. I got to work on an old camper. I got to build a school. I mean, I'm hoping that we actually build a school.
Yeah.
And I really have this idea of finding clients who will let us move a bunch of tiny houses out around their house and let us work on it and stay. And
So is that school going to be something local around here? When you're saying stay, as in, that's where they show up to school those days?
Yeah, like say a school project is remodeling a bathroom or putting an addition on a house.
Okay.
And if you could not have to drive back and forth every day,
Yeah.
but you could stay in your tiny houses, which could be dorms that could be moved from project to project. That would be, I think, a lot of
It
fun.
makes it a lot more appealing and interesting for, I guess, some young kids that have no other responsibility or tie downs. They can, if they're somewhere local, I imagine your work's going to be remotely local.
Yeah, we'll keep it
So if they had to
local.
go do stuff, they could. But, if they could stay in their dorm 15 minutes, half hour up the road.
Yeah.
Neat
Yeah.
idea.
Now I'm hoping that there's something called the Charlottesville MSA, which is a Charlottesville Metropolitan Statistical Area, I think. And it's like 5 counties and city of Charlottesville. It's like Albemarle and Charlottesville, and I think it's Green, Fluvanna, Louisa, Nelson,
Big circle.
and that's where I'm hoping to draw everyone from. So it's local. Because ultimately, if we figure out this system and it works, I'd love to have somebody set up a school down in Richmond or set up a school in some other town.
Yes, I went to Gum
Draw
Spring.
from the local area. But have that transition where you're not living at home anymore.
Yeah,
And you're living
at school.
maybe on a construction site that happens to be a school. And you get all kinds of tools and machines to tear stuff up.
Yeah, and talk to somebody like I'm sure now. I don't know how you could get with this, but like I don't like any. Do y'all do a thing like sales reps for Milwaukee, or do y'all just kind of deal with certain places?
Oh, we just deal with certain
'Cause
places.
you dealt with a sales rep, like what would be like a starter kit Milwaukee could offer for a, that could be they get like I know like Diesel School we got like a 30 or 40% off Snap-on. So it was because it's outrageous, but the Diesel School I was at give an option of this is the only tools you can pick from. Like you couldn't go and you couldn't buy a tire machine at 40% off for your dad, because that 40% on a $10,000 tool would be crazy.
Yeah.
But like you could do like the impacts, ratchets, wrenches, still, which was outrageous. But I got more specialty. All my torque wrenches I bought then on that because that was like I didn't want to buy a Cobalt one. No, I buy Cobalt sockets.
Yeah.
Because sockets a throwaway thing.
Right.
Where your torque wrenches are something you want to have forever because, and so I kind of went through and picked certain things like that and used that. But I didn't know if you could get like a Milwaukee
Tools
salesman.
are a major part of this whole thing, right?
Most kids that come to it probably aren't going to have it.
So let me tell you 2 things I have in mind about that. One is going back to our longevity of the things that we do. I'm calling it the building science laboratory, but we're going to document means and methods, materials that work and that don't work. And I've got lots of examples of things that don't work. Tools are kind of like that. Some of them are good and some of them aren't.
Right.
Now, both the lab and the tools could easily be influenced to say Milwaukee is the only tool you should have.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Or we're going to donate all this hardy board siding, and you better not say anything bad about hardy board siding.
Yeah.
Right? In your
Right.
building lab, we can't be hearing anything bad about your windows or whatever. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to think of ways to avoid that conflict. And with the tools, tell me what you think about this. I thought if one tool company was going to give us tools, we ought to have at least 3.
Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita.
Something like that.
I mean,
Or
Don't start them out with no junk and no
Echo. Yeah, it's got to be, you know,
Yeah.
I thought like for,
they all work. It's
Outdoor
just your
equipment.
preference.
Yeah.
you know, if you have Steel, you have Husqvarna, and you have Echo.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And those are all 3 available at the school. That gives everyone an opportunity to
Yeah.
see what they like.
Because we did only have Snap-on.
It would be a good thing
Yeah,
for the kids to see what they like. Because now people are getting locked into platforms based off batteries.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're so expensive. Once you're
Once you're
in, you're
DeWalt,
in.
you're DeWalt.
Yeah.
Once you're Milwaukee, you're Milwaukee.
changing over is
Oh, it's
Yeah.
astronomical
Yeah.
price-wise.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I'd love for them both to graduate with tools.
yeah, you always have to
more.
because that's the point of how they're going to.
Yeah,
the only
but-
problem is the only tools they'll get from any of us are Milwaukee.
I know,
me too.
I know.
Yeah, we got some old DeWalt stuff, but all the batteries are bad. They're all good tools still.
Yeah.
And I like DeWalt. Now, a friend of mine does electric work. He swears by his DeWalt, and he's got some good stuff in a lot of his DeWalt. But personally, I've like, to your point, I've gotten all wrapped up in my Milwaukee stuff. So everything I'm buying now, it's like, why would I? Because the tools are cheap. It's damn batteries.
Yeah.
So you have to keep buying the same tool
I know.
because otherwise it's outrageous to switch.
Yeah, and I know you don't own anything besides Steel.
Yeah. And I do have a couple Huskies now.
Okay,
I've changed
all
up a little bit.
Changed up a
I've
little.
gotten deals on my weed eaters.
Oh,
Yeah. So my weed eaters. So when we used to cut grass and stuff, the weed eaters, when I tried all them out, Husqvarnas were so much lighter
yeah.
than the Steels. And when you're weed eating, you're carrying something around for an hour.
Yeah.
That made a
That
big
makes
difference
sense.
for me.
Yeah.
So up for a long time, I only had Husqvarna weed eaters, and everything else was steel. All my saws were steel.
Yeah.
And I still like a steel better. But I've come across a couple deals where
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Cord keeps chipping chainsaws with the wood chipper.
Yeah.
I gotta get what I can get my hands on.
You chipped
Yeah.
a chainsaw?
Chipped a whole damn chainsaw.
You know the whole chainsaw in the chipper.
Hey, literally
What
the biggest piece. It was a steel 290, 20-inch bar. I mean, it went straight through the chipper. And the chipper never even stopped. It just right through it. And I was like, what the fuck? Yep.
That was one of the
Yeah.
best stories.
Oh, yeah. A whole damn chipper. Saw right through the chipper. It didn't stall it down or nothing. Like, it looked like wood chips flying in.
There goes $600.
Yeah. The only thing that come out I can say that was, bigger than 6-8 inches was the bar. No. The bar was bananaed. The bar stayed full. Yeah. The 20-inch bar, but it was curled over, I guess, when it went up around the drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just shot it out. That was the only thing. And there's a couple like long shreds of the bar cover.
Do you still have it?
Oh no, we dumped it with load chips. Chainsaw.
You need to hold it up and be like, all right, kids, this is what should happen to your body. You go right here.
Check everything before you turn it on.
Yeah.
Because we were moving down a driveway, and we just had all the tools, the gas cans, and we have it's called a tree sled. And you put when you're loading tools and chainsaws and you need bar oil, you got all your stuff. It's easier to put everything in a sled, slide it through the yard, and then when you do your cleanup, you just put everything in it and throw all anything has rocks, dirt. We would take it and go dump it in the woods or throw it in the back of the truck and dump it later. But we had all the tools in it because we weren't using it right then. And we set it in the back of the chipper, drove down the road, and I left the chipper on. Well, he hit the rev up button. Well, then when you rev that thing up, the feed wheels start taking. And it doesn't care what's in there. I mean, if it'll eat a 12-inch solid piece of wood, a damn chainsaw is not going to stand a chance. It was just about, if I didn't get over to it, it would have been a backpack blower. It'd have been gas cans. It'd have been everything. Yeah. Toolbox. A whole toolbox. And, needless to say, the poor 290 chainsaw retired today. Yeah. I was like, what in the hell? But it happens.
It's
you know,
things happening.
at least it was that, not someone, you know, and that's another thing. I think he kind of realized, like, holy shit, this thing will take anything you put through it. I mean, that's a safety thing. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's a reason. It sounds crazy, but they got last resort cables on the chipper because, I mean, you literally, I guess if you start going in there, there's cables in where you go in the drum.
Really?
And I guess they put that there so you can stop it if you can't hit the other stuff. It's literally cables, orange cables that hang down.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
And I've kept those on because, you know, God forbid if somebody were to get hurt and then somebody said, well, you didn't have them on there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, so you have to keep all that kind of stuff on in an operation.
That's all electrical stuff. If you don't have that special screw in there, I'm sitting in the courtroom.
In the whole bar, around the whole chute, on right, left, and top, is all a bar. If you push it in, it reverses the wheels. So it shoots out. So when I ran over, I smacked that bar and it shot everything back out of the chipper. But the chainsaw was already in the chip body on the truck.
That is something.
Yeah. So.
Safety stuff's important.
Yeah,
So-
safety is probably a big thing. Watching kids, make sure they don't.
For the school you're thinking about, are you going to do like a deluxe option in the tuition where if you pay, or your parents, instead of sending you off to college or to trade school, you could send your kid to camper camp and they can build their own tiny house and acquire tools, skills along the way?
I hope they graduate with a tiny house if they want it, tools if they want it.
That was my
Tools
dream
for
at
sure.
16.
Yeah, that would be a.
I'd like to.
That's a big thing to bite, though. I mean, I have a house and the tools. Are you talking about as a free? I mean, they take it home with them.
You know, if the kid,
Tuition.
we have
If
to
you got 20 kids, that's 20 houses.
We have to bring in revenue for all of this.
Right,
stuff.
and that's what I'm thinking. Like,
And if the kids are able to be productive, and we can sell some stuff, say, or we could sell tiny homes,
right.
that's a lot of money that can come back in to say that if they want to work on their own tiny house, they can do that.
Yeah, like I would say, like another thing for them to be able to take home would almost be like
project.
furniture, like like wooden things, like for porches, like Adirondack chairs or benches
All of
or
that stuff.
or dining room tables. Like make things like that because that would probably be to start out that'd be way more cost efficient than everybody getting their own tiny house take home.
Sure.
In all reality, just thinking realistically, if you have 20 students,
And it's not for everybody. Cause
Right,
you gotta
yeah,
find a place to park it and all of those things.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's the whole point here is that this is a productive way to live. And unlike college, I'm calling it a traditional college, which seemed to make a lot of money.
they certainly
seem
do.
to be thriving financially.
And if you get the right donators and stuff,
But all of that money could go back to the students,
yeah,
or the majority of it, or
Yeah.
a big chunk of it. And the tuition could be lower. The benefits when they leave could be
be higher. Yep.
And their preparation, because, one of the raps with starting out in the trades is you don't make much money. And it's hard to pay for an apartment and a car and buy tools.
Mm-hmm.
But if they could go through this and come out at higher pay scale at the beginning, that would help them out a lot.
Yeah.
I even dream of giving them, I still haven't asked. I've just thought of this. Ask the accountants if they could be given money when they graduate and not only have the skills, but have a chunk of money.
That'd be huge.
That would be really sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. If all that could happen in place, yeah. I mean, that would be a
But I don't know.
extreme.
It's
Right.
hard
Yeah.
to afford all that. Like it's,
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you think the school's going to have to take its initial, I would presume, a full shop of tools, basically, for everyone to use. I mean, and that's going to be costly in itself because you don't want to buy a bunch.
I'm going to be donating my tools or
Right.
putting my tools in that shop. And
Yeah.
it won't. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be hard.
Right.
If we can find the more people like you all,
Yeah.
and then find these young people. And if they can be as productive and valuable as I think they are,
Yeah.
can be,
And like I
I
say,
think
when
they
you-
should be rewarded.
yeah, and you make stuff like, I mean, like, to your point of like revenue, like making nice dining room tables. I mean, our house we just built. We were looking for furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn nightstands and dressers,
No,
like stuff like that.
I'm trying to pretty much staying out of the furniture because it's
Okay,
not a house. It's not
right.
construction, but doors are a thing.
Yeah, and they're expensive.
Being able to make a door is a skill, right, Riley? That's a serious skill to be able to make a door that'll last. And especially, I think, around here, if we were making good quality, interesting doors, there's a huge market for that.
There absolutely
Can you
is.
imagine a client saying, I'll buy doors for my whole house.
Yeah, it'd be a big
order.
purchase. Yeah,
That'd be a big
hell yeah.
order.
The thing interesting with doors now is I have yet to find a screen door manufacturer that makes a decent door. So I've been making all screen doors that people want. I've made them all for the last 4 or 5 years now.
That's okay.
Because there's certain things like that. For some reason, nobody's capitalized on it.
I thought there was two.
To what?
Two places we buy them.
By what?
Screen doors.
Screen doors.
Oh, people make them. But I'm saying that none of them, I haven't seen a quality one.
We've found ones that are good.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old Goats.
Oh.
Have you used
Expensive doors?
Screendoor.com is their web, but Old Goats is the company. But they got screendoors.com early. And then there's somebody out of that we can get through Gaston and Wyatt that'll make whatever you want.
Super custom.
Yeah, I mean they're all going to cost you over $1,000.
Yeah.
Just for a wooden storm door. But that's
Unfortunately,
I hurt my feelings.
Fortunately,
Jenny, we're not putting a screen door on.
just for the wood is probably $500.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
just the wood and
so the
then,
labor in itself. Yeah, I mean,
and you got to make it.
it's going to take you a full day
And of
probably
course you
to
have-
do it nice, and if you want to wood glue it and all that stuff.
It takes about a day for me to make 2.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy the nice brass hardware.
Not me.
And then then the screen door, they got to be built good because they wham slam back shut, endless spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Anything else? Last thoughts you guys have?
I hope we've done the right thing and said we were supposed to. No.
I hope I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
No, I think you guys did great.
Yeah.
And I will say there's a video that we watched in school, and it's a known video. In diesel school, it was Shaking Hands with Danger. I was trying to think of it a little bit ago. That would be like an introduction thing. Students could watch the video, Shaking Hands with Danger.
Interesting.
And that video specifically was with equipment, and it showed a guy basically inside of a big wheel loader. I remember this forever. And a guy reached in to clean something, and the guy in the wheel loader, it was showing a bee flying around the cab. Well, he moved, where the man's arm was in the thing. And then, granted, you didn't see it, but it kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
And it was like all a made up video, but it was showing you like never put your hands, in places you shouldn't, and our body anywhere parts your body.
I mean, the fact that we all have all of our digits is a testament.
But there's a lot of people like that do mechanic work or machine work or carpentry, and they got nubs.
You will get hurt. It's a matter of how bad you will get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, that is true, right? You're gonna get hurt.
Yep.
I don't know anybody that hasn't been hurt, or at least minorly.
Yeah, at least cut.
Yeah.
Right.
Cuts.
I get every time I work on something, I get busted knuckle.
That's right. Yep. Well, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course.